If you're not involved in the SSA and you're in storage, I don't know how you're operating.
Why even be in the business if you don't have the advantages of what the SSA offers?
They're nuts if they don't join.
I just think, who doesn't want to help someone be successful?
What's up, SSA? Sarah, happy June.
Happy June. It's happening. We're in June.
As you know, because you are our producer, editor,
Content
controller. Uh-oh.
I figured out what my role is, and we're going to talk about who we talked to. But the best part of the last month I need to update you with is talking to our CEO before we, spoiler alert, recorded with him this month. He goes, you know who you are, Sarah? It's like, because you appear some, but not all. I'm like, yeah, I need to background it. We just want to have a conversation. He goes, you're Gelman. You're Gelman.
Oh, boy.
From Live with Regis and Kathy Lee.
Oh, boy. Or, the band leader from the Tonight Show or something.
Yeah.
We just pan over to the band leader once in a while for a little bit of support.
Yes. That's what I want to be. I want to be your Gelman.
You are my Gelman, because the reality is it wouldn't be so unheard of to see me talking to myself, but I'm excited that I'm not talking to myself.
Well, good. I can be that for you. So that's why I'm here. But I just interrupted you. Sorry, that Gelman would never have done that.
Well, Gelman, that's
Gelman
okay.
right.
You are the sweet to my sour, the honey to my vinegar. Gelman, thank you so much. Well, getting back on task here, we have a heck of an episode for you here in June. We are really excited. As a reminder, the purpose of What's Up SSA is to pull back the curtains or open the kimono, if you will, so that you guys can all learn a little bit more about what we do all the time to support the industry. With that being said, we are so fortunate this month. This episode is going to bring you an interview with our Senior Vice President of Membership and State Association Management, Julie LaRose. She's going to do a mid-year check-in on the member zone, what you should be thinking about, looking at, putting on your radar for the future coming months. More importantly, dare I say, we should probably take out more importantly.
Got that.
Cut that. And after we speak with Julie, we have the opportunity to meet with Joe Doherty, our Executive Vice President and Chief Legal Counsel. He's going to take a quick legal question, one that's been trending from our members, as well as give an update on the state of emergency order in Los Angeles County, right here in California, where I am at. After that, we also had the opportunity, one of my favorite interviews, dare I say, to sit down with Tim Dietz, the CEO of the Self-Storage Association, a man who has been in this association for almost 22 years and led the association for 11 as our CEO. It's very exciting to take the opportunity to look at what's happening, talk about the future, but more importantly, walk back a little bit. I think there are lessons we can learn from the growth this organization has seen in the last decade, and it was my pleasure and my honor to sit down with Tim and chat with him. You got to witness it all.
I did.
Sarah.
I got to witness from the sidelines. But what's really cool about talking with Tim is he has such a unique perspective of the industry from where he sits within it. To be able to know all the players and be a part of it, but from this, like you say, we don't have a dog in the fight. Like our dog is the entire industry. And so even though within our industry we're very open and sharing and collaborative, it's so cool that he gets to have these unique relationships and really get that, 30,000 foot perspective of what's happening within it. And you guys do talk a little bit about, it's just funny to be able to walk through halls and see conversations and then hear about the outcomes of those conversations, the next week or the next month or whatnot. But that's my favorite part is, there are a lot of industry podcasts and industry perspective. But what's unique about where we come from is that we are here for everyone and we want everyone to succeed. And I don't know, it's just, it's cool to hear what he thinks from where he sits. So.
Oh, I agree. That guy knows the industry's secrets. That's for sure. There's no question.
And then you also want to make it all the way through that chat because at the end we have a very special kind of announcement that we tried to make, but we are. We'll get
I don't even know where to start.
around. We'll get around
We will get around
to telling you guys where we're having our party in Vegas, because it'll be a real ball,
a huge ball.
a huge ball.
But
we can't say exactly where it is.
We can't talk to you about exactly where we're meeting. And I just, FYI for those listeners, if there are any that actually know me, we were not bleeping out anything I shouldn't be saying in terms of defamatory language, curse words.
Nope.
Maybe a surprise to you guys, but I was actually bleeped out of this podcast due to revealing some information that contractually we are not allowed to.
Perfectly said. Well put. Well, I think now the suspense has been built enough. Should we get into it?
I think we should get into the self-storage and talk to some of our leaders.
Here we go.
What's up, SSA? I am Erin Lightfoot, back here today with Julie LaRose, our Senior Vice President of Membership and States here at the SSA. Julie, welcome.
Erin, hello. How are you? Good to be back. Last time we saw each other on the podcast was the inaugural edition from the trade show floor in San Antonio. And here we are getting ready for Las Vegas in the fall.
I know. San Antonio is a little bit of a blur because we had so much going on in the member zone in San Antonio between the podcast, sort of our new space debut and lounge atmosphere. It was a lot, but San Antonio was a great show. I'm really excited for Las Vegas.
Me too. Me as well. It'll be great to be back at the Aria.
Agreed. We just keep elevating our venues at the SSA, and I have a feeling that theme will roll right into our reception, which we aren't talking about today or quite yet, but
Not
members
quite
stay
yet.
tuned.
Yeah,
It's going to be exciting. But let's get into the mid-year member zone check-in, Julie. That's why I wanted to have you here. It's June. What should our members be thinking about as they are halfway through their membership journey?
well, since San Antonio, we have launched a few different things. Number one is we've launched Success in 60. So these are little digital pieces of content, 60 seconds or less, just reminding members of kind of what's happening in the moment. So we've had one that went out and alerted our exhibitors that the prospectus was going to be released. And then one that we launched this week was about the Super Saver discount, which if you're not an SSA member, this is kind of your hidden secret from the podcast today, is go ahead and join because your Super Saver discount pays for your membership. So
that's right.
Log on, join, take advantage of that Super Saver discount. Go ahead and get your room in the room block because as we know, the Aria will sell out. So that's my tip for the week. And that was our Success in 60 tip for the week for our members, but only our members see those through our weekly communication that they get every single Monday.
I love that because I think everybody gets busy. It's high rental season as school is ending. People are preparing for maybe a shift to college soon or coming home. And all of our members aren't immediately thinking about, gosh, I better start planning that September trip to Vegas. Actually, you should. You're going to save a whole lot of money and you're going to make sure to get in the room block. You can't get a better priced room at that quality level than our room block at the Aria. And, unless you're some like our colleagues who are platinum members of certain rewards programs, they may have some luck. However, the general folks like myself, it's a great room at a great rate. So I encourage everybody to check out those discounts now while they still can. I think the other thing our members should be mindful of is it's close to renewal season. Renewals will start coming out. So we want to make sure our members know that when you start seeing those emails from us and those letters or whatnot from us, get it in early, get it done so you don't have a disruption in service or any problems registering for our upcoming events.
That's right. And renewal season will look a little bit different for our members this year as the SSA is transitioning to what I can best describe for our members is like a whole new operating system. And so the way that we do things and how you engage with us, how you access your benefits online will all be changing into a new association management system. And for the first time, you'll have the opportunity to put that renewal on auto pay. So, you
Ooh.
know, for most of us, once you join the SSA, you see the value, how much it benefits your business, how it makes you more successful. And as our members say themselves, it really is the key to success for them. So if you want to be successful in the industry, all those successful folks are members of ours. And just go ahead and put that membership on auto renewal, and you won't even have to worry about it, just like self-storage rents.
You know, you talk about a lot of changes. The new AMS, certainly as a staff member, I'm privy to these upcoming changes, seeing the questions that are going around. How exciting for our members to be able to engage with one another on our new platform, to have auto pay benefits, and to have just a better experience. I think we'd all be lying if we said that our customer experience right now is smooth and easy from a website perspective. And that's okay because we're changing that experience.
We are. It was really important for us to have more of an Amazon effect where people could come online, they could register for events, they could now register for multiple events, they can throw everything into a shopping cart, and they could go ahead and pay with their stored credit card. And in just a few minutes, they have access what benefits they need to make them successful or train their employees. For that matter. And to that point, we're also redoing the Certified Self-Storage Managers course, the whole thing from top to bottom that Erin is heavily involved in, and updating that valuable benefit that is one of the most used by our members.
I'm so excited to get my hands in the CSSM. One, I am a certified self-storage manager. Pretty excited about that. The CSSM has such great value for such a large portion of our membership. I think it's a benefit that gets a little bit overlooked at times. And with just a few small upgrades that we're making to the content, it's going to be phenomenal. So really excited about that. The fall conference, for those of you who are certified self-storage managers and listening, one, if you actually are, send me an email and I'll send you a gift. And two, if you do need your continuing education credit, Vegas is a great time to get it. Come to that manager summit, get your continuing education credit. If not, we do film that session for our managers that can't make it to the fall conference, and you're able to view that online and get your upgraded continuing education credit. Any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. Just go ahead and send any emails to info@selfstorage.org and they will make their way to me. But good plug on the CSSM, Julie. Really good
Yes,
plug.
very excited about it.
Let's talk about the fall member zone. For those folks coming to Las Vegas, please come see us in the member zone, Julie, and let's just quickly touch on why it's so important we want our members to come and why they should come out to the zone.
Well, we created the entire member zone to be an area where our members could connect. There's no better way to learn than peer-to-peer learning, to have conversations with like-minded operators, people in your state, people with the same number of facilities. You know, you connect with somebody like that at our conference. The member zone is a place where we encourage you to do that. We encourage people to gather. And so we're really excited to be back with the member zone in ARIA. And we're also going to expand on the member zone a little bit. And we are adding another area for, in particularly, our vendors, where they can come and connect with each other. They can connect with a client. There's lots of materials in there, food and drinks and things of that nature, where they can come because it is a long day on that trade show floor.
It certainly is. And we're going to have Stephanie Satterfield here on an episode before the fall conference to talk specifically about that vendor lounge. But it is an opportunity for our vendors. Do you want to eat your sandwich, take a phone call, do something? Take it off the floor. Go sit down. Go have a conversation. Leave your colleague in the booth. So we're going to get deeper into that. But yes, we are expanding the kind of zone benefits, if you will, for all of our members, whether you're a vendor or attending the conference as an owner operator. Rumor has it we may have some snacks or something in our member zone, but there's plenty of seating. Charge your phone. Come chat with us. Julie and I can't possibly help you if we don't understand what kind of help you need. So come get to know us. We want to talk to you. We want to learn about where you are in your journey.
We do. The vendors are a huge percentage of our members. And so treating our vendors the same as we are treating our owner and operators is not the quite the approach that benefits them. So, for example, the member zone that all of our owner operators get to enjoy is on the trade show floor while the vendors are doing business during that time. So,
Right.
creating a separate member zone specifically for them that they can go to when they are not on the trade show floor, or perhaps need a break from that long day in the trade show floor,
Yep.
is something that we think is of value for them. And we have to have our vendors recharged and ready to go, because they're there to meet our owner operator members and our customers, and that's where they do their most business.
We'll also have some reps in there to help answer questions that our vendors may have about upcoming events, best practices for registering for our events, any event questions in general. We'll be there to help field those questions and get them the information they need.
Yeah, and we're actually starting an on-demand webinar series, and we're starting with our vendor members. Uh, Erin and I and other members of the staff participate in focus group calls, and there's a vendor committee that maybe not all of our members know, and
I know.
they're very valuable to us in giving us feedback about how they can best take advantage of their membership. And so Erin's going to touch on it, I think, in a later podcast, but education specifically for them, all the way to who Freeman is, how to work with Freeman, all the way up to education that will help them close deals. And that's why they're here and supporting our trade show.
Absolutely. We have got a great vendor community, and you touched on that vendor committee. Their feedback is so important. So
So
it's always
important.
disappointing when somebody brings feedback to us and they're like, "Hey, I'm sorry to bother you." No, you're not bothering me. You're my
Never.
customer. Tell me.
Right.
Tell me what's happening.
That's right.
Well, Julie, once again, it has been a pleasure having you on the podcast. Not only is it always fun to talk to you, but it just makes me realize how excited I am to see you again in person soon.
Erin will be at the Mid-Atlantic Conference here in Metro Washington, D.C. We're at the Gaylord National, so I'm not sure if this is going to air before or after that, but I am excited that I get to see you soon, and appreciate you out there on the road as much as you are helping our members and connecting them with like-minded operators. And but there's nobody better to do it than you are. So looking forward to
Oh,
seeing you here soon.
well, thanks, Julie. I appreciate it. We're out here just doing the good work for the whole industry. So I will see you in National Harbor for the Mid-Atlantic soon.
See you soon.
What if I come in like this? Breaking news.
Just come running in. Erin, are you still there? Thank goodness. I am fielding so many emails.
Take two. Breaking news. Erin, I am fielding so many questions about the hat you are wearing on your head. We had to break back in and talk about what is your headwear.
Well, this hat was debuted in San Antonio for the inaugural episode of What's Up SSA, and it was quite popular, guys. It really was. Dare I say, I had many people offer me cash money to purchase the hat off my head. Surprised I didn't take it, but I didn't. Good news for our members. These hats will soon be available. We only have a select number available to members.
Very limited,
and
limited amount.
Very, very limited. And if you want to find out how to get one, come visit the What's Up SSA booth on the trade show floor at SSA Fall to learn more and get your
And
hat.
for those of you that are listening and not watching as well, first of all, get it together. This is also a video podcast. Second of all, what we're looking at here is a beautiful black hat Erin is modeling. We've got I Heart Storage across the front, and on the side, we have a beautiful SSA branding logo. Very chic, very industry friendly. We can all wear these hats together just because we love storage. You know what? I've been wearing mine around in my small town in Colorado, where people don't even know I'm a part of the storage industry, and people ask me about my hat because they like it so much. So,
Well,
we will reveal more
comfortable
details
hat.
later. Oh, it is.
Very comfortable, trucker style, adjustable in the back. Not
Flattering on all
only-
head types. I'm a little
Yes.
pinhead. Looks great. Looks great.
Looks great. I've got a
Mhm.
giant head. Looks great. Looks great. I enjoy it. I'll be in here loving storage if anybody needs me.
All right. Well, come see us in Vegas if you want the hottest hat in the industry.
Woohoo! All right, everyone, welcome back to What's Up SSA. We're very lucky today. Joe Doherty, Executive Vice President, Chief Legal Counsel with the Self-Storage Association, is joining us. Joe, I know this wasn't on your schedule today, and this was unplanned. Thank you for being here with us.
Always a pleasure, Erin. Thanks.
All right. I appreciate your willingness. We've got two things I really want to quickly address with you that I think are very important for our members. I've had several questions coming out of Iowa, Virginia, and Maryland relating to some legislative work we're doing. We will get to that. Most pressing, though, Joe, I want to talk to you about the changes to the Los Angeles County state of emergency order and what that means for our members and operators here in California in LA County.
Yeah, so I'm excited to be able to share that with you, Erin. 'Cause it's very timely. We're recording this a little bit before it goes, but just yesterday, we learned that we finally were able to secure an end to the state of emergency in Los Angeles County from the Palisades fire. So that was in January of 2025. Palisades, Eaton, et cetera. That group of fires, obviously very tragic. But as we know, as an industry, we don't see a lot of customer response from wildfires. So we were making that argument to the Board of Supervisors and presenting them with the benefits of self-storage over the last 4 or 5 months. And we were finally able to secure the third vote out of 5. So we needed 3 out of 5, obviously, to sunset that order. And we're finally able to get that done. And it's in large part thanks to the members in Los Angeles, the California Self-Storage Association, in regular outreach to the Board of Supervisors, one supervisor in particular who I won't name, but just a lot of outreach directly to the supervisor, meetings with the supervisor that got her from, I'll say, lightly a negative impression of the industry to understanding our concerns and ultimately voting with the other 2 supervisors to end the state of emergency. So that
That's incredible.
will end on the end of the day, May 28th. So by the time this runs, that state of emergency should be over in Los Angeles County.
This is great news for our members. And, listening to you talk about that process is a wonderful reminder of just how important it is that we're unified, that we work together, and that we stay engaged in our industry. One win or one loss affects everybody. So it's really important that we work together. So that's really
Absolutely.
exciting.
Yeah.
Love that. Okay. Again, respectful of your time, knowing you're a busy guy, let's go straight to our Legal Take 5 question. As mentioned, I'm getting a lot of inquiries from our members in Virginia, Maryland, and Iowa, most of them coming for Virginia. So let's focus on Virginia. We're doing some legislative work relating to non-monetary default and unsigned agreement language. Joe, tell me what that means for our members and everything they need to know about this.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad that our members are excited about this legislation. It's about 3 years in the making. I think it was 2024 that we decided to first start this initiative. And a lot of credit goes to our colleague, Daniel Bryant, who really spearheaded this and spearheaded the legislation, particularly that we're talking about in Virginia. So the way everybody who's listening to this is going to be familiar with the lien process that exists in 49 states. Everyone but Alaska has a lien process. Those laws in some cases date back to the 1980s. But where there's the gap is, what do you do if somebody's paying you but you need to remove them for some other reason? And it's one thing to exclude the person physically. I think we all know how to do that, and generally works in the vast majority of cases. You don't need to get police involved or anything crazy like that. But there's always that uncertainty hanging over the head of operators of, well, I told this person to get out. I've been able to keep them out physically, but their property is still here. What do I do with it? And again, over the last 3 years, with a lot of leadership from Daniel on this, we're now, I think, close to 20 states that have implemented the language to allow for what we're calling non-monetary defaults. The language varies from state to state. Virginia is actually some of the more favorable language in the country. that gives operators a lot of flexibility and a pretty short timeline to address those situations. Requires notice to the consumer, requires an opportunity to remove the property. If those deadlines aren't met, the storage operator then has the opportunity, or the right, I should say, to dispose of the property that's in the storage unit. So,
Dispose
yeah,
of it
it's
or
really
sell
kind of,
it, throw
yeah.
it away, sell it, or
So each state's a little bit different, but I would say generally speaking, dispose, and we've used that word intentionally to be broad. So I would encourage in most cases operators to go ahead and sell it in a non-lien sale. But in some cases, sale is the only option, and you basically get put in, the operator, after they've followed the notice requirements, can put the tenant into the normal lien process. Some aren't that strict, but I would still encourage operators to follow um, to go ahead and sell the property, because it establishes with certainty what the value of that property is. So it's going to eliminate the threat that the tenant comes back later and says, "Oh, but I had the Victrola phonograph, or I had this crazy croquet set," or whatever other weird stuff that you
sure.
see on Storage Wars.
The Kennedy golf clubs were in that
Yeah.
storage unit, you
Yeah.
know. Okay, well that's really exciting. I can't tell you how many times over the 2 decades I've been in this industry where we do get those questions. How do I get this person off my property or out of my facility, even though they're paying rent, but they're violating rules or they're causing a disruption, or I suspect they're damaging the property? I think there's a lot of things that could come into play for that non-monetary default, and it's nice to know that our industry will have an option soon in all of the states moving forward.
Yep.
Dare I say, you and Mr. Bryan are doing God's work out there for our industry. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Joe, again, know you're busy. I am going to catch up with you again in August. We're going to do our mid-year legislative check-in. It'll pair nicely with the SSA's August legislative issue. Until then, my friend and, dare I say, favorite colleague, I'll see you soon.
Always a pleasure, Erin. Thank you.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
What's Up SSA is brought to you by the 2026 SSA Fall Conference and Trade Show. Our biggest show of the year is returning to Aria Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, September 8th through the 11th, for the self-storage industry's highest caliber gathering of education, networking, and vendors. Registration and the Aria room block are open for SSA Fall Conference under the Events and Education tab at selfstorage.org.
What's up, SSA? We have a very special guest with us today. I know that it is a privilege and an honor to have Tim Dietz, our CEO, on our June podcast. Tim Dietz, welcome.
Hi, Erin.
It's a pleasure to have you here. I know you're a busy man, and I appreciate you taking some time for me today.
No, it's like something between an interview and a staff meeting.
Exactly. It's our version of a
It's very
fireside
efficient.
chat. Yes,
Mhm.
yes, exactly. It's a fireside chat, and I say that pun intended, coming live from Riverside. So
Good.
let's get on with this. This is our mid-year check-in with our CEO, Tim Dietz. Before we look at where we are today and where we're going, I wanted to take the opportunity to walk backwards with you just a little bit. Tim, you've been our CEO for just about 11 years, but you've been with the Self Storage Association for just about 22 years now. Speaking for myself, I have watched the changes in this organization, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about it. I'd like to talk to you about your first 10 years with the organization. I'd like to talk about now and some of the highlights for you.
Well, it's to compare what we are now to what we were then, it would take an hour. But I mean, let's just put it this way: we had a $3.5 million association when I came in '04, and now we're about 18 million, and with the foundation, well over $20 million association. So, in that period, what I'm most proud of is that we've grown up and that I've been able to be a part of it and to see it. I think we had 7 employees when I came in '04 to manage communications and advocacy. And now we're at somewhere around 22 or 23 employees, which we should be, because our growth and our scale should reflect the growth and the scale of the sector. So I know, Erin, you agree with me that we're all lucky that we found this industry, because it's been a heck of a run. Yeah.
Incredibly lucky.
Nobody leaves storage. Nobody leaves storage.
No, the handful of people I've seen leave end up coming back.
Yeah. Yeah. We know they're not going to be gone long. So
no, it's a wonderful
see you in
industry.
Vegas.
Well, you're spot on. As somebody that was able to watch on the outside as an ally of yours over the years, watching the changes that have taken place the last 10 years are awesome. I'm fortunate enough to have been a part of those changes for the last 8 years, but this organization truly does not look like it did 10 years ago. If you had to pick 2 to 3 highlights of your career with the SSA, what are some of the things you're most proud of?
Well, I was most proud of being number 2 to Mike Scanlon, because I learned that the nonprofit trade world was actually an industry and a career, and I had been a lobbyist in the corporate side of things, and so I'm most proud of learning what a critical role that trade associations fill, and that we, I think, have stepped up to satisfy that need for representation and for the collective good of the industry. I'm happy to say that Joe Doherty and Daniel Bryant are, 1 + 1 = 3 with those guys.
So let's talk about what a wonderful addition those guys have been to our team.
Yeah. So, I think there's 4 critical areas to running the trade association. So the first would be, we want to have education and conferences. And everybody comes and enjoys Vegas, and we had a great time celebrating our 50th. Number 2, we want to do research and data, and I'm really proud to announce we just brought our first data analyst onto staff, Chelsea Glass. So we're going to see the benefits of her work in ways that you can't imagine on the research and data side. We have a foundation for charitable support, and a lot of the members of the industry love to be involved in the scholarship program. But I think, one of the most important things we do is the 4th, and that's advocacy. And when I came in 2004, we may have had 6 to 8 issues for the year. And Joe Doherty and Daniel Bryant, who are now a department running that area for us, they had more than 60 issues. So we're not under the radar anymore. We're being lumped in there with some traditionally visible industries that we maybe don't want to necessarily be associated with. So we have a lot of misconceptions, and the association and Joe and Daniel are working really hard to tiptoe around these situations and those misconceptions. So sometimes we'll be lumped in there on price gouging with industry, fuel.
Yep.
We really haven't had a lot of actual price gouging go on in my tenure here. We are.
But I've seen we've been lumped in over the years with use taxes.
Yeah. Sales taxes when we don't sell anything. Yeah. We're not a service. We're real estate. And they just attached a fee because the misconceptions are that the self-storage is a bad element of a neighborhood, and so they mention us with tobacco, liquor, and storage. I don't get it. I don't understand how that happened, but it's a big ship to turn, and part of our work is to try to support the image of the sector.
The thing that I believe people don't see about our industry is that when someone is truly in crisis, it's our industry that they're turning to. When somebody is deployed, when there's a divorce in the family, a death in the family, a fire at the house, people are looking to storage for assistance. It is not the tobacco, liquor sort of stereotype that it often receives. So I appreciate, certainly as somebody that loves this industry and cares about it, the work that you, Joe, and Daniel are doing to sort of turn that ship. It is impressive and incredible.
Well, it's we're a critical component of the mobile culture in America. Storage is very important. I mean, you don't have 12% of households using something if it doesn't serve a purpose.
Oh, absolutely. People are constantly in transition for one reason or another. And, you know, it's where the local Little League teams store their equipment. It's where high schools have stored equipment. I just think there is certainly a part of our industry that doesn't always get recognized. So I know
or
that
small
we're grateful.
small businesses that are, a warehousing is going to be too large of a need for, self-storage fills that need for a
It
lot of
sure
small
does.
businesses.
Let's talk about now. Where are we today? Let's talk about the successes you're working on presently and maybe some things that concern you for the future. So successes first. What are some successes in your pipeline that you're working on and looking forward to bringing to our membership in the industry?
Well, I mean, the largest success I'll talk about two successes that I think are critical, and that is the retention of people like you, a really strong staff, and financial security. And when you'll talk to some of the pioneers of the organization, and they were trying to piece it together with paper and tape for many years, and the industry hadn't really matured into what it is now. So I think that the maturity of the sector necessitated a larger organization, and that I have 22 or 23 of these amazing people who many of whom have been here more than 18, 19, 20 years. That's huge. And then the industry responding with the financial support that it has enabled our success in every way. So, the legislation we get a lot of, we make a lot of news on legislation. I know Joe's been on a couple times with you. But, we're not able to eliminate an emergency declaration that is affecting our industry for too long in Los Angeles without being able to hire representation in Los Angeles. That's the financial security we need. So, I mean, every year we have 30 to 50 attorneys or lobbyists representing us, because it may be Tim, Joe, and Daniel in terms of managing it all, but you really need the right people, the boots on the ground. You need local operators. I mean, one thing that we do that I'm really proud of is that we welcome everybody under our umbrella, and then they help us. I mean, Pedro Florida, who's on our board, is a perfect example of that. He had spent years on the California board, and now he's on the national board, and he really helped with that Los Angeles situation. Yep. So, when you think of 60 to 65 issues a year and 30 to 35 venues, it's just not hiring the right people. It's putting the right people from our industry in front of the public arena.
Sure.
Which is not, you don't want to put the wrong people in front of them, because you can end up with worse stuff. But I think we're pretty good at leading that type of dynamic for the sector.
But going back to what you said about our members, you're 100% correct. It's been great to watch some of that growth from our members, because these folks truly want to help. Folks like Pedro Florida, guys like Robert Cheedy, they don't spend time on state boards and the national boards because they need a hobby. They do it because they care. And we're grateful for those types of members. They're certainly very helpful for all of us.
Well, I mean, look, they are also they're company people first, but they know what's good for the industry is good for their companies. Sure. And that's where the SSA comes in.
That's right. That's right. Well, let's talk a little bit about the future. We just celebrated 50 years. My tip of the hat to you, buddy, for executing an incredible celebration at Allegiant Stadium. Am I allowed to say the name of the entertainer? If not, you had to have been there to know. Not sure if we can still say his name at this point.
Yeah.
Mr. Rucker.
Well, yeah, he can't cancel now.
Good point. Well, Darius Rucker was phenomenal. Everybody enjoyed him, and you put together and managed just a heck of a celebration for us.
Well, you and the rest of the team did that. I just told you to go for it. And sign checks.
Well, that's kind of important.
It was like I was like a Pez dispenser for money. I mean, all right, well, I guess we got to say yes to that.
No, but easily monumental celebration last year. But, 50 is passed, and now we're, moving on to the next 50. And so I think the changes that we are seeing at the SSA show that. We have changed the way we communicate with our members. This is one example. We have changed the way we communicate with our vendors. And I'm really looking forward to see what the next 20 years brings. Assuming you'll be here, right?
Well, yeah. Look, it was a great celebration. It was the entire year. It wasn't just one night. That was a great night. And we all gathered and had a party. But 50 years is a lot to be proud of. And, one of the best things about that night is we had about 27 of the former chairs of the association gathered who were able to make it. But yeah, it's, if you live in the DC area where we are, you get a feel for trade associations, especially, now that I've been running one for a number of years. And there continues to be, and as long as there's government and opportunists and, money involved, then there's going to be a need for trade associations to represent and protect the sector. But then we also have to gather and do those things that you do collectively as an industry. And, our Vegas conference and our spring conference are perfect examples in the state meetings of one of the most important roles that we fill, and that is bringing people together and watching companies grow, watching careers grow, how many jobs have been attained or deals have been made. I mean, a lot of business gets done under the umbrella of the association at these things. I never know what that business is, but I have a pretty good idea.
That's not our goal.
I mean, you see some of these people talking, you ask them what's going on, and they're like, nothing.
I know.
Nope, nothing. Yeah, and then you see a press release come out a month later. It's like, I knew it was more than
actually
nothing.
Witnessed that take place at the happy hour or what I saw that deal being made.
Yeah, Erin, we're the ones we're the ones that, it's nice to mingle and get to know everybody. And then when they start talking business,
I throw a smoke bomb.
Watch the Dodgers.
I throw a smoke bomb and back away and make sure the bill gets paid.
Yeah. It's a pretty unique position.
It's a wonderful position.
But I think we respect that, and they respect us for that. But we're not able to talk a lot about it. But I am very proud of the business that gets done through the SSA.
I think it's a fun position to be in, to not necessarily have a dog in the fight, but to watch it all happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
I enjoy that.
Like, oh, yeah, saw that coming.
Exactly. Right. I didn't know those two were tight. Oh, now it makes sense. Got it. Okay. Well, Tim, I appreciate you spending some time with me. I know the purpose of this podcast is just to give people a little peek into different members on our team and what we are all truly doing for the industry and for our members. So I know you're a busy guy, and I appreciate you taking some time with me today. Before we leave, is there anything else you wanted to make sure I heard, the members heard, anything else for the good of the order, if you will?
Well, I want to plug our events.
Of course.
And reminder that those who have not renewed their membership, it's almost June, and we're at work for you.
That's right.
And then I mentioned Chelsea. Vegas coming up, our 51st, we're not treating as big of a deal as our 50th. We're going to have to, wait another 50 years before we do something, I think, like Darius Rucker. But I think we have a pretty good follow-up. We're going to be and there's going to be a neat party and playing and all the video and everything going on.
I'm excited about that.
So yeah, it's great. I mean, you can try to go shake hand, but it'll probably just go through them like a ghost.
You're going to go through them like
Right?
a ghost, and security's probably going to escort you to a different type of party afterwards.
Well, you would know,
Well,
Erin.
listen,
You'd know.
if anybody's going to try and shake that guy's hand, it'll likely be me after too many drink tickets. So,
Erin, who's your favorite band of all? Is it Wu-Tang Clan? Was that it?
I'm a hip hop girl, yes. And they were recently
Mhm.
inducted into the Hall of Fame, so they are legit. This is a legitimate group.
So you think you can pull that
Yeah,
off?
I don't know
You
if our
can-
members want to go to a cocktail party and hear the Wu-Tang. It's probably not a not for everybody kind of group.
Never
Yeah.
know. We include it in our surveys and see what we come up with.
It might
But-
separate. We might get a clear vision of, who are the funner folks to hang out with and who maybe are a little bit more rigid. That's for sure. But
Well,
this.
Anyways, come to Vegas. It's going to be another
Yes.
fun one. And Erin, you and Sarah are doing a great
Oh.
job with What's Up SSA, and it's a great
I
addition.
appreciate you being here again. I don't think we self-promote ourselves enough. I don't think our members understand sometimes what they're paying for, and I want to show them that we all work for them every single day. Tim, we will have you back at the end of the year. Be following up with you on some of the things that you have mentioned today, and of course, if there's anything we can do for you, let us know.
All right. Yep. Bye-bye.
This episode of What's Up SSA was hosted by Erin Lightfoot and produced by Sarah Kautzman. All content in this podcast is owned by the Self-Storage Association, the only U.S. not-for-profit organization serving as the official trade association of the self-storage industry. To access member and industry resources or to become a member, please visit selfstorage.org.
I love the sound of a roll-up door in the morning.